Hola amigos, ¿cómo estás? Welcome back, another video, crazy epic video. So I've given you the guide for training your attackers already and just increase finishing. If you want, you can increase ball control, but passing value doesn't matter. If you want, you can increase ball control, but finishing and curl, those are most important. It doesn't significantly improve your player's ability, but that's the most important thing you increase for your attack. Aside that, there is another trick, and the trick is getting the angles right when you're attacking. You see, when you're defending with matchup, I've talked about getting the angles right. The same applies to when you're attacking. When you give the ball to your striker, you have to get the angles right in how he should come and receive the ball. So I'm just going to demonstrate that a bit inside this particular match. Get the angles right when you're attacking, and I believe you'd be fine. So matchup, get the angles right. That sometimes you would. I've talked about goalkeeper already. The goalkeeper you use doesn't matter. You can check the previous video. You can either use auto train for goalkeeper or just increase catching. Anyways, goalkeeper doesn't matter. Just improve, not improve, but then just get your angles right when you're defending. So sometimes I send the ball inside after passing, and then after I send the ball inside, I have to make sure that I'm getting the angle, the direction stick right for my player to come and take the ball. So let's clear over here because pass won't work. Clear. Now after I clear, I have to get the direction right. I have to bring my player very hard quickly towards the ball, because if you go forward, you go away from the ball. So it's very important, very, like, trust me when I say it's very important to get the angle right when you set the ball inside. And clear. And the reason why we've cleared already explained, you can use the clear to pass. There are certain situations when you pass it to just enter into your opponent. So whenever I pass, I have to get the angle very right. And finishing 99 is still missed, but you just have to increase the finishing value. Even with high finishing, it missed because of the angles. It's all about the angles. If the player is positioned in the right angle, it's going to score. That's the thing. So sometimes a player with low finishing can even score that particular shot because that player is positioned well. That is what I keep saying. Angles. And angles is in relation to the directional stick, how you're using it. So whenever I send the ball inside, and make sure that the player who is coming for the ball, I have to move him in a way that he can intercept the ball after he's not able to win it. That is a trick I haven't talked about. And usually in laggy matches, you'd have to move the angle very hard a bit, because it's very hard to move the player back, in the sense that you realize that the game is making the player run in a certain direction, but you want him to move towards a certain direction. So this direction, like this, you realize that my left winger forward was running towards a certain direction and I'm bringing him back, but I still can't be moving back. So even if you are being dragged towards a certain direction, you have to hold it hold it very hard. See, I'm moving it backwards. I'm moving it backwards to an angle whereby I can be able to intercept. Otherwise, if I'm going forward, the opponent would pass me, and see the way I'm using the matchup. I'm moving backwards and trying to find the angle that I can intercept the ball if the opponent does a stupid mistake. Very important, because once you give the opponent the ball, I say your opponent, when you give your player the ball, he's moving forward, but he's not supposed to move forward. He has to move in the right angle for you to be able to control him well. And then it's law 99, I think, yeah, 96 or 99 finishing. Very perfecto. So I hope you've gotten this point. So now we move back. Everything angle. Everything is angle, and try to get the angle right here. We are not going to pass. Anyways, that's first half. No peace. Alright. And that is it for the first half. Let's enter right into the second half. For this particular one, quick counter 45, using a weird goalkeeper and using them to demonstrate that you don't need goalkeeper. Don't waste your time on the goalkeeper. Any goalkeeper would work. I've explained that in all of the videos, and let's head right into the second half. Make sure you join the Telegram channel. Link to our Telegram channel is inside the channel bio, or you can just search now tester.gh, and this is our kickoff glitch. Kickoff glitch also works if you are getting the angles right. Match is very, very smooth. So this is what I'm talking about, getting the, I nearly won the ball there because I got the angle right. So if your pass doesn't go, you'd have to get the angle right for you to be able to quickly win the ball from your opponent. In every situation, if you can pass in every situation, but at the same time the pass can go to your opponent in every situation, so you'd have to consider the risk. In this situation, if I pass, it would go to my opponent. Is it worth the risk? You easily clear over there in that situation. I'm trying to get the angle very, very right over here. I nearly got it. It's sometimes difficult to get the angle right, particularly if you are being dragged towards a certain direction. So you'd have to hold your directional stick a little bit much harder just to get that direction right. If you don't get that direction right, you just quickly switch back to defending, because these passes you'd have to give it a million times because before one of these passes would work. There are certain matches whereby these matches will just be working very, very smoothly. It's something that is there, so you just take careful consideration of how you use your directional stick, and trust me, I'm using my directional stick right over there. That's the thing. If I didn't use my directional stick right at that point, the opponent would have won the ball over Pero. Very, very important. Once I pass a player, the other thing is making sure I'm using the directional stick. Not using the thing is, you don't have to use a directional stick to run. You have to use a directional stick in the sense that if my player lose the ball, how would I win the ball back? So you just change your directional stick to a certain angle for you to be able to win the ball back if your player loses the ball. Because if you want to run, there are certain situations you won't be able to run. It's more easy to lose the ball than to be able to run with the ball. So once I lose the ball, already I'm using my directional stick in a certain way that would make it easier for me to win the ball. And that is one big major trick that would be very, very useful if you are following the tips and tricks so far. And seems like my opponent wants to give up, and yeah, he has probably given up. So that would be it for this video, and check the previous tricks and tips out. These are the tricks for the epic version. In due time, when necessary, we'll go back to standard card version. We have to drop a couple more tricks on live updates rating what's currently working. So yeah, I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye bye.